It's another beautiful winter's morning in sunny North Queensland. It's superb weather, a bit windy, so the audio is probably a bit stuck, but yeah, it's a very, very nice day, as you can see. Extremely nice. Haven't done one of these walk and talks for a while, so I thought I'd just get some footage together because I've been pretty slack when it comes to my YouTube contributions. Yeah, a lot of people out and about walking today. I don't know what the story is, but everywhere it's very busy. Yeah, it's great weather. It's a good day, but a bit windy, unfortunately. So if I had the other camera, it'd be better. The Sony's definitely got a better microphone. Yeah, we're getting into the peak tourist season, and that might explain why there's so many people out and about walking about 10:30 in the morning. It's certainly busier than usual. No more quality time spent at Australia Post, my favourite outlet. As usual, customer service very ordinary. Had to wait quite some time to get served because they're chronically understaffed. No surprise there, I guess. I'll go across here. It's still a little windy here, but I thought I'd... oh yeah, just going to say, I had to pick up a parcel there, and they've got this system where you need to use this pen, this plastic little pen pointer thing on a touch screen for your signature. It's absolutely useless. I can never do my signature correctly, so I see it's a totally pointless exercise, but so many things in life seem to be pointless exercises when it comes to bureaucracy, whether it's things security related or bureaucratically related. You just get to accept it eventually, just the way things are. But well, at least they can't stuff up the weather. As you can see, it's a superb day today. Really nice time of the year to be here. And I'm getting my eyesight back, which is also a nice bonus. My left eye, there's still a little bauble, a little black, sort of slight black translucent bauble that's sort of about the size of an old 1 cent coin for anyone living in Australia, or a small denomination coin from whatever country they used to have that sort of coinage. It's bouncing around in the bottom quarter of my eye, which is a little distracting, but nowhere near as distracting. It's when I had only like about maybe a fifth of the vision I'd normally get in the eye overall. So the recovery over the last 2 months has been quite dramatic, actually, and it looks as though I'm going to get that 100% recovery, which is way above my expectations. So it's always good stuff when that occurs. So that's good news. Walking down here, like I said, there's a lot of people out and about. Some guy behind me looked really dodgy, looked like some sort of a dishevelled hippie, and I think he went up to the payphone to see whether there's any loose change there. Yeah, he looked the type. He looked like he hadn't had a feed for a while. I think you're going to get a fair bit of that up here this time of year. People from south probably coming up north, maybe hitchhiking. Who knows how they get here? But once they get here, they reckon they can live for virtually nothing. It's typical. Some old codger driving his car at about 20 k's. You get a lot of that up here. It can be really frustrating when you cross a road. But yeah, no, it's superb weather today, apart from a bit of wind, which seems to have actually abated a little bit, so that's good. But seeing them out and about, I thought I'd do another walk and talk. It's been a while since I've done that, and yeah, just talking about my impression of well, I'll try to stay off Australian politics because it's just too depressing. I think there might be some glimmers of common sense with our energy policy happening, but I won't hold my breath because I have very low regard for the IQ level of the people in power, to be honest with you. But I want to think about something a bit more edifying, and that's about fellow YouTubers, if there is such a word, who are quite popular. People like Philip De Franco, who has who gets millions of hits. You know, he's very popular, and he just basically does a little bit of a talk every 5 days a week, and sometimes on weekends as well, just about news, YouTube related issues, gaming, lots of different disparate topics basically. But he's quite popular. It's very, I don't like the jump cuts much, I don't like the technique he uses, but it's aimed at a younger audience, and you know, that's fair enough. So yeah, we've got some people doing some artwork there. Anyway, so he's got a very big audience, and he's quite personable. I'd say I don't like the jump cuts, don't like the frenetic way he delivers stuff that much, so his style doesn't suit me, but his content's good. You know, he's a avowed libertarian, and that's how I define myself these days. I think the old right and left paragons don't make much sense anymore. If I need to define myself, I'd say I'm a rational libertarian, and what that means is there are limits to libertarianism. You can't just have a society where individuals can just do everything they want. There has to be limits for the overall good of society. You can't just sort of have individuals deciding, well, you know, I'm entitled to live my life unencumbered. Well, it just doesn't work out that way, and society will collapse in a case like that. You have to have certain rules and regulations, things like just noise and bad behaviour, a number of common sense things we just don't really want in this society. Having said that, I would love to see governments pulling back on their influence on our lives. I think it's just got out of control, and I think it's a mentality fostered at university academics levels. They think they're better than the rest of us, and that they know more. They've got a morally superior to the rest of us, and therefore they have the right to define how we should live our lives, because we are basically inferior beings in their eyes. And it's a very condescending attitude, and it's why that ivory tower label is placed on a lot of academics. They're not all like that, because I mean, I've bumped into a few during my journeys, and some of them are quite good and common sense. It depends on the areas you're talking about too, because you know, it covers a large spectrum when you're talking about universities, what their pursuits are like. I mean, I'd certainly be gunning for humanities and social sciences for the Fruit Loop element, waste of public money element. That's where you can certainly cut back, and I don't think the society would lose much. It's not to say you ban them, you just don't pay for it out of the public coffers. That's all I'm saying. So if they want to do it, they want to study that type of stuff and pay for it themselves as students, fine, go ahead. I think that should be allowed, but not being subsidised by the poor old taxpayer.